right, North Smithfield Town Council meeting, June 15, 2026. Madam Clerk, can you start us with prayer and pledge?
Thank you for bringing us together today in a spirit of generosity. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. May we discern your will to unite in a fruitful outcome. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Biragad? Here. Mr. Cristofaro? She's not here. Mrs. O'Hara? She's not here. Mr. Punchak?
Here.
Ms. Alves?
Here. Executive session closed. Discussion by council vote or other action pursuant to Rhode Island General Law 42-46-5A2, sessions pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation, or work sessions pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation or potential litigation. 1, Pound Hill Realty LLC versus Town of North Smithfield, case number PC-1999-1811. Anyone like to make a motion to go into executive session? Oh, sorry, and B, discussion by council vote or other action pursuant to Rhode Island General Law 42-46-5A2, sessions pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation, or work sessions pertaining to collective bargaining or litigation or potential litigation. Tomasetti versus Town of North Smithfield, RICHR number 24, employee 051, and EEOC numbers 16-J-2023-00285. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for items 3A and 3B.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad?
Yes.
Mr. Punchak?
Yes.
Ms. Alves?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to make a motion to come out of executive session, indicate that one vote was taken in item 3B, the Tomasetti case, request that the minutes are sealed, and also indicate that no votes were taken in item 3A, the Pound Hill Realty case, and also request that the minutes are sealed.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mrs. O'Hara, not here. Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Thank you.
Madam President, I think technically you adjourned the 6:30 meeting and beginning the 7:30
Okay.
meeting.
All right, I'd like to take a motion to adjourn our 6:30 meeting.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. North Smithfield Town Council, June 15, 2026, starting of our 7:30 meeting. Madam Clerk, can you say, give us a prayer and pledge, please?
Thank you for bringing us together today in the spirit of generosity. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. May we discern your will to unite in a fruitful outcome. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Biragad.
Here.
Mr. Christopherow.
Here.
Mrs. O'Hara. She's not here. Mr. Punchak.
Here.
Ms. Alves.
Here. Anyone like to sign up for open forum? To speak during open forum. Did you want to sign up? Anyone want to sign up? Open forum pursuant to 42-46-6D, maximum 3 minutes per person. John Taglione.
Good evening. Thought I was going to be able to put my daughters to sleep tonight, but guess not. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'd like to thank Scott Gibbs for the help on Old Great Road. There was a neighbor that was having some issues with his house, but just wanted to say thank you. My name is John Taglione. I live on Old Great Road here in North Smithfield. I'm here as a resident, as a neighbor, and as a father of 2 young daughters, ages 3 and 5. I'm here tonight because there's a real and ongoing safety problem on our street, and it needs to be addressed. Old Great Road is a dead end. It's approximately 1,800 feet long, less than a third of a mile, with only 18 houses. There's no reason for through traffic, but we continually have drivers, many who do not live there, coming down the road at unsafe speeds. This includes Amazon delivery drivers using personal vehicles who've sped up and swerved at me while I give them one of these. They treat our street like it's another part of Victory Highway. There are kids everywhere, my kids, my neighbors' kids. They ride bikes, scooters, and walk with their families. This should be one of the safest kinds of streets we have, a short, dead-end road with limited houses, but right now it doesn't feel that way. I also want to acknowledge that this is the first time I've came here about this, but yesterday I posted to the Facebook group, and as of 2 p.m. today, over 75 people have messaged me or posted words of support and agreement. Most of the same comments: speeding, unsafe driving, and real concern for their families. Seems like it's been going on for quite a while. I've tried to handle this responsibly. I put out a bright lime green slow little guy to try to get people to slow down. Nothing works. There's an existing dead end sign that does not work. And just today I bought a no through traffic dead end sign and a large slow down kids playing sign. I can show you my Amazon receipts if you want to see it, but I'm putting them up. I'll be honest, a few years back before I had kids, I probably would have handled it differently. I could have confronted the drivers or let frustration take over, but I didn't. And I'm here because I want to do it the right way. I'm not going to ignore it anymore because it's happening quite too often. And I'm not letting this go. I'll be back here every Monday night, every time there's a meeting. And at this point, I strongly believe the only effective solution is a physical traffic calming measure like a speed hump, something that actually forces drivers to slow down instead of hoping they will. I know there's pushback because of plow trucks, but that's not an excuse for me. Cumberland has them, North Providence has them, they're all over the place. I work at Fidelity Investments in Smithfield, and they have speed humps all over the place. They remove snow just like North Smithfield removes snow. You know, I know there's another issue with this, and that's budget, but my family is willing to contribute financially to make this happen. We're willing to invest in the safety of our street if that's what it takes to move forward. And I'm asking you all to take this seriously, hopefully act soon, because this is simply not a theoretical risk. It's just a matter of time before something happens, somebody gets hurt, or there's a negative altercation, something happens. I moved to North Smithfield, because this is a safe community. I moved to a neighborhood of a dead-end road because I grew up on a dead-end road, and I was able to play without having to look over my shoulder for Amazon drivers flying down the street, people just texting and driving all the time. It's getting ridiculous, and I'm tired of it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. John, can I ask a clarifying question, Chief? Chief Lafferty?
This is no dig at the police department
No,
whatsoever.
of course not, but it sounds like there's been a lot of response to your post. So
There
I'm
has
wondering if the police department does any sort of, do they look at social media to see where the complaints are coming and?
Follow social media like that.
Okay.
He just has to call the police department.
I've called the police department before, and I've been told that if there's no damage done, then there's nothing they can do.
Madam President, just a point of order. There's really not supposed to be crosstalk during open forum or discussion by the council
Okay.
unless a council person is under attack.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Taglione, would you mind letting the chief come up and maybe he could answer some questions for us? Thank
Sure.
you.
Chief, it just seems like there is a pervasive issue in town with speeding. I mean, I live on Pound Hill Road, and it's insane up there, too.
It's everywhere in every town and every city.
Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing from this gentleman on this complaint, but his address, that road, we can set up speed details. We don't have speed bumps, portable speed bumps. We can look into that. But we haven't had any other complaints other than what you're saying now. And you're saying it's Amazon drivers?
I'm saying it's everybody.
But you were saying Amazon, right?
It's been Amazon drivers,
Okay.
it's been UPS drivers, FedEx drivers, everybody.
So we could set up special speed details during the, that beat, those patrol officers that are in that beat at that time, and we can do that.
With all due respect, Chief, I don't think that's gonna, I mean, you can do that all you want, but then once the police leave, it's just gonna keep happening, so.
Yeah, well, we
All
can
right,
do our
Chief-
best at doing that.
Chief, can we just work on it for the next week?
Oh,
and see if there's-
100%.
Thank you, appreciate it. North Smithfield Town Council sitting as Board of Licensing. A, discussion by council vote or other action on Farmhouse and Wellness Center LLC, owner Tracine Boivier, board Cats and Dogs, 642 Greenville Road. Is there anyone here for that? Did you want to get up to the? Could you state your name and address, please?
My name is Tracine Beauvais. My address is 642 Greenville Road, North Smithfield, Rhode Island.
Madam Clerk, everything is in order?
Yes, everything is in order.
I have a question. So on the agenda, it talks about boarding cats and dogs. However, in the application, it only says board horses for equine therapy. So what are we doing here? And horses don't make a lot of noise. Dogs make a lot of noise. Is that
So
even?
there was nothing on the application for horses, so I checked off the dog and cat grooming, but it is horse boarding. It's actually equine-assisted psychotherapy. So through the, it's a therapeutic program with humans and horses.
So you're just looking to board horses. Now, correct me if
So I
I'm.
have my own horses at the moment, but down the road, that might not be the case. I might not.
Is that the property that has the pasture out in the front, or is it the one next door?
It does have a pasture out front, but there's no horses in that pasture at the
They
moment.
used to be, like a few years ago, there were horses there.
Last
though.
year, they're down back now,
Gotcha.
in the barn down back. We just needed to do a little work to move them.
So you have your own horses currently, you're asking, so are these not gonna be your horses? Is it like a,
So just in case I don't have horses at the time,
it would be other
right now
people's?
I have 3 rescue horses. One is a mini pony, one is a blind horse, and one is just a big goofy rescue horse. But, you know, life, we don't know what tomorrow brings, so I just wanted to be efficient in case I don't have my own horse and I needed to let someone board their horse for equine therapy. I mean, you can't just use any horse for equine therapy, so it would have to be the right kind of horse.
Just out of curiosity, are there any state permits? Like would seem like, does Department of Health get involved or?
So I would likely, once I start, like if I was going to board, I believe I would need something from the Board of Health. And as far as the equine therapy program, you have to be certified in equine therapy program, which I'm certified in EGALA, Law of Equine Therapy. I'm also a licensed mental health clinician, so I can play both roles in the equine therapy session.
I'm all set.
Tammy, I don't know if we have jurisdiction over making changes to that portal, but is there a way for us to include something in relation to equine, so it's a little bit clearer in the future, in the event this comes up again?
Yeah, I can look into that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any other questions? Anyone like to make a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the license for the Farmhouse and Wellness Center LLC at 642 Greenville Road to board horses for equine therapy.
Second.
That's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion by council vote or other action on peddler hawker license, DBA TNT Fireworks, 7 Dowling Village. Would you state your name and address,
Good
please?
evening. My name is Kent McLaughlin, 53 Wadhams Avenue, Torrington, Connecticut, here representing TNT Fireworks.
All right, so your name is nowhere on the application?
I'm sorry?
Your name is not on the
My
application?
personal name? No. I'm just here representing the company.
Madam Clerk, everything's all set in order?
Everything is in order.
Anyone have any questions? Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the license for DV2 LLC Walmart East to operate TNT Fireworks at, is the address here?
7 Dowling.
7 Dowling Village.
That's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes, you're all set. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Discussion by council vote.
Madam President, may I make a point of order on a matter that's not before you, but that could be of interest to people? I'd like to make something moot that's on the agenda as your item 9B in a way that may be of interest to people who are here on that application.
Solicitor?
The council wants to take that matter out of order, or have Mr. Landry make a comment on that matter, and then you could take it back. I don't know exactly if he wants to.
Well, it's my intention to ask that petition be withdrawn and to submit a letter to that effect, rendering the petition moot. And it's quite a ways down the agenda, and I think there are a number of.
So would Mr. Landry have to go to the podium and make that statement?
I would do that, Madam
Okay.
President. Why don't we do that, and then
So should we just move the item
you
up?
can either move the item up, or hear Mr. Landry's comment, accept the letter, and then address it at the time you get the item.
All right,
Whichever
Mr.
we want.
Landry, let us just move that item up, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion by council vote or other action on petition/application for an amendment to the zoning ordinance pursuant to Rhode Island General Laws 45-24-50 and 45-24-51, 45-24-53 as follows. One, petition application for amendment to zoning ordinance filed by Pound Hill Realty LLC, 618 Greenville Road, North Smithfield, 02896, the owner of the parcel of land situated off Old Oxford Road, Pound Hill Road, and Pine Hill Road in the town of North Smithfield, more particularly described as Town of North Smithfield Tax Assessor Plat, Lot 38, consisting of 89.44 acres, subject property. And two, text amendment and zoning map amendment to the zoning ordinance of the town of North Smithfield, the zoning ordinance. The proposed zoning amendment will create a new zoning district, industrial special management district 1 overlay. The intent of the district is to allow mining, quarrying, sand, gravel extraction, loom stripping, stone cutting operations, crushing, washing, and/or processing of materials. The zoning map amendment proposes to amend the zoning designation of the parcel of land located at 14 Pine Hill Road in the town of North Smithfield, more specifically described as Assessor's Lot 7, Lot 38, the property, from rural agriculture RA and rural estate agriculture REA to industrial special management district overlay.
Thank you, Madam President. William Landry, I'm Blish and Kavanaugh, 30 Exchange Terrace, Providence, Rhode Island. I'm the attorney of record for the petitioner, Pound Hill Realty LLC, on this petition. And I'd like to advise the board that I'm about to hand the clerk a letter withdrawing that petition. It's dated June 15th. It references the petition in substantially the manner that's been described on the record just now. Dear Town Council, Town Clerk, and Town Planner, please take notice that the above petition/application is hereby withdrawn without prejudice to other remaining legal prerogatives available to the applicant or good faith progress in the mediation process. Thank you for your assistance. I'd like to hand multiple copies of this letter to the clerk, if I may.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion by council vote or other action on consent agenda. All items listed in this section are considered in one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a councilor requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda. A, Town Council minutes of May 18th and June 1st, 2026, and communications from Animal Control Monthly Report, North Smithfield Fire and Rescue Monthly Report, North Smithfield Municipal Court Monthly Report, and North Smithfield Police Department Monthly Report for May 2026. Would anyone like to remove anything? Without anything, would anyone like to make a motion to approve all?
I will make a motion to approve all of the consent agenda items listed as presented.
That's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Discussion by council vote or other action on payment of bills. Anyone have any questions?
I have one question on an item on payment of bills. GZA Geo Environmental Inc. for $3,500 for the environmental site assessment. What site was assessed?
Scott, what was the site for the GZA that we did?
Environmental
3,500,
assessment.
the environmental assessment. Do you remember the, what was it? What site was it?
$3,500 for the GZA Geo Environmental.
I don't believe that pertained to the environmental assessment. That was, I think, regarding the, Mark, was that regarding the peer review? GZA bill?
I don't have the bill in front of me, but I know that there were.
I don't think that had to do
There
with.
were 2 invoices for GZA for the mediation, and there was one for the junkyard, perhaps.
Okay.
I think this one's for the junkyard, if I remember correctly.
Sorry, Tony, what'd you say?
This, I'm pretty sure this was for the junkyard, if I remember
Okay.
correctly. Because the other one was a little bit less.
So that's a partial payment?
Yeah, it's only a partial payment. We received the first assessment of the environmental issues or questions, permits that have to be addressed. Yeah, they've already completed the first element of the study, which is to identify all appropriate permitting requirements. That document has been sent to us, so that would be the payment for that. The other phase of the work has not started.
Right. When would, when will the first component of it be shared with the town council?
As soon as the administration reviews it, which will be this week.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions on the payment of bills?
No.
Anyone like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve payment of bills for June 15th, 2026 in the amount of $3,787,937.11.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes.
Madam President, may I ask a question? Before we get into budget, can we actually just move the charter review item up since it will be a quick item?
Discussion by council vote or other action on presentation by the Charter Review Committee, public hearing. So you want to open it? Do you want to make a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the Charter Review Committee item.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes.
Jeff Porter, Six Country Way. I wanted to speak for a moment about the report that you guys received. Honestly, there wasn't a lot that changed in the overall report. I know the administration has met with the Asset Management Commission, and there was discussion about having it be, you know, a one-person position as opposed to a department. We had discussed as the Charter Commission that we would like it to remain a department. Even at the onset, it could be a department of one. We feel that in the future, with the town growth, potentially if there's an opening within the school, if that facilities director goes, you know, there could be some overlap and some savings there. But ultimately, we want to be proactive in the event that, you know, the town evolves and we can't get the charter to evolve quick enough because it has to go through the process that it needs to go through. So we remain steadfast in our recommendation that it becomes its own department, but do realize that with the administration, it could be just a department of one for the time being. As it evolves, it can grow into what it needs to be, or it can simply remain as just a department of one. But we felt strongly that with budgeting, everything else that goes along with it, that it can have its own set of funding that can go to, you know, maintenance buildings, maintenance of sewer and water, the like that we described the last go around, and go from there. So that's basically the only further discussion that we have had since we presented to you about a month ago. And then we would just have Mr. Igliozzi explain the process of where we go from that here. You know, we have to have the public hearing this evening, so if there was any comments from the public, we haven't had many folks coming to the Charter Review Commission meetings anyways, so there hasn't been feedback at all from the public, but we're certainly happy to take whatever's said tonight and go from there as well.
And then I would just like to make mention, and Town Administrator, correct me if I'm wrong, but it does sound as though the Asset Management Commission agrees with the Facilities Department. Is that how that's how I interpreted their email?
No, the Asset Management Commission concurs with the administration's position. We support the creating of a position, but we don't think there's a need to create a department, even if it's a department of one.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just ask you why?
Because I think it's overkill. We can still achieve the same thing without creating a whole new department. We could make a discussion as to where this person should sit, but I just don't think, given where we are, and quite frankly, even that one position is going to have to be funded.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that you don't need to create a whole department. You can just fund the position, and that position could do the same thing as if it wasn't a department.
Would the position still require a charter change?
I believe since the position is not identified, it would require, I think it would require a charter change, yes.
Or at least a zone ordinance.
Or an ordinance of the main.
An ordinance or a charter change.
Okay.
I mean, that in no way diminishes the administration's position about the importance of this role.
Mhm.
That's not what we're saying. We're just saying we think it's a little bit
Role
too much.
versus department?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So at what point do we have to decide what we're going to do with these and what ones we got to forward to the?
The
Be put on the
intent
ballot.
was to have that decision this evening. And like I said, Mr. Igliozzi can correct me if I'm wrong in the timeline. I know you guys are focusing on budget things as we progress into the month of June. But from my understanding, we needed to have stuff to the Secretary of State and to the Board of Canvassers all wrapped up and packaged, ready to go by the end of July. And David, feel free to correct me on timeline.
The deadline for any ballot question is August 5th of 2026, and you have to, any ballot question after the council approval needs to be authorized and adopted by the Board of Canvassers before that date. So you have to make sure that you.
So we would have to go down this list one at a time, yay or nay?
You do.
Okay.
I mean, I think you should go down one at a time. I
Yeah.
don't think you should try to do it as a package
I
unless
agree.
the council's in agreement.
So you want to tackle one at a time?
I
So
mean, I'm happy to tackle one at a time.
we can go with, start with the question one, which would be the,
I know you still have the public hearing open too.
Yeah, I was gonna
so-
say.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I apologize, I'm getting
Well,
way,
well,
getting-
also too,
getting
and-
way
and
ahead of myself.
I don't know if this is a miss, and if I'm just interpreting the agenda incorrectly, but it says discussion by council vote or other action on presentation by the Charter Review Committee, public hearing. So it doesn't say that we're making a decision tonight on the ballot questions.
I think that's correct, Councilman. I just looked at it myself. I think the council could have a discussion about it.
Okay.
And then, at the very next meeting, we got a lot of meetings coming up because of the budget. A council decision could be put on any budget if you finish the public hearing
Okay.
tonight.
Okay, so we shouldn't make a decision tonight because it's not indicated on the meeting, and we obviously don't want to be in violation of OMA. So I think we close the public hearing, and then we determine which meeting next week we would like to include the agenda item on.
May I
to
ask a
make the
question
decision.
though? It's a discussion, vote, or public action indicates that it can be voted on.
It does, but I see what the councilwoman's saying. She's saying that the only item is public hearing. It doesn't say action on the item afterwards.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's a public hearing, yeah.
Douglas Oja, 1984 Providence Pike. Honestly, it's the first I've heard of a public hearing on the charter changes. So, if you're busy with kids and you're not following along in the Valley Breeze, could you stop by and pick one up? I know there's the newsletter, which I do read every week. I don't know if maybe it could have been advertised in the newsletter as another way to reach people. I would say don't vote on anything tonight, because that is super misleading, and I know I would be very upset if there was something that was voted on and I didn't think there was a vote being taken. So I would just say discuss and defer, but that would just be my recommendation. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Did I mishear? We have until the end of July, right? So
you do.
why don't we just say July 20th, we're gonna vote on this?
That would be fine.
Well, hold on, we have until the end of the July, but it still needs to go to the Board of Canvassers, and then it also needs to go to General Assembly, correct?
No.
No? No,
Goes to the
Jan.
Board of Canvassers and goes to the Secretary of State to be printed.
Okay, but we did want a decision, and then Board of Canvasser review and approval before the tax notes go out in July. Because we wanted to include a mailer in the tax mailers that allowed for people to access education on the ballot questions. So I'm going to recommend that we include an item on one of next week's agendas so we can make the decision. It can get to the Board of Canvassers in time, and we can piggyback on the tax mailers.
Tammy, how, do you know how full the agendas are next week or the next few?
Well, anything scheduled.
It's
Just the budget.
That's it? Okay. Want to do the last week of June?
Can we just do next week? Unless then we'd have to have a special meeting.
Well, we usually have special meetings anyway, the last, huh?
You're scheduling a special meeting for the budgets. We normally schedule at least two back-to-back.
Yeah.
I think we usually do a second or third day in case you don't finish it on the first day. I would just include on that particular item that also include the charter review decision.
Yeah, I can't imagine that, I mean, we've talked about this now for quite some time, so I think we all have an understanding of which way we would vote. I think it's just a matter of including it on one of next week's agendas. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're meeting on the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 25th. Yeah, so one of those three, and then I guess dependent upon the robustness of the agenda, we can determine which of them we want to include this item on.
So why don't we do the 25th, because usually that's like a 5-minute meeting.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
There is a planning board meeting at 7 PM. So our meeting is going to be at 6 o'clock, but we have to be done by 7.
Okay.
We should be okay then, right?
Yeah, and then do we need to include another notice in the Valley Breeze if there's going to be another public hearing at that meeting?
Are you continuing the public hearing?
I don't do, well, I mean, to Doug's point, he thinks that.
I guess the council should be clear. Are you continuing this public hearing to another date, or are you closing the public hearing and scheduling the decision?
Well, it sounds as
It's
though
up to
some of the
council.
public weren't aware that this item was on the agenda. So if it was in the Valley Breeze, and yes, maybe the newsletter wasn't leveraged, I think we've already discussed that there's an opportunity for better communication. With that being said, if this has been advertised per regulation, then let's close the public hearing. But again, I'm not comfortable making a decision on this matter tonight because it wasn't indicated as such on the agenda.
I'm confused. This has been advertised as properly, for public hearing, it's been properly advertised?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, it hasn't been indicated on the agenda that we were taking a vote on it tonight. So let's close the public hearing and then include that on the agenda on the 25th, that we'll be making a decision on the ballot questions.
Wouldn't we just continue the public hearing?
That's your choice. You can continue
Because
the
you want
public
people
hearing
to
to that
speak on
day.
the 25th, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
So we
What's
would
the
want
harm?
to continue the public hearing till the 25th.
but if we
Right.
But if we continue the public hearing, do we need to include another advertisement in the Valley Breeze, is my
No.
question.
No advertisement required for this.
Okay,
That's what I was trying to say. This is
Okay.
not an advertisement required. The advertisement is
Okay.
when the actual people go to vote, that's the advertisement. They get to see the ballot and they
Right.
vote. The council decide what goes on to the ballot. The people decide whether they agree with you.
okay, so with that being said, I don't think we need to continue the public hearing. It was appropriately advertised in meetings. I think that we need to just close the public hearing and vote on the 25th.
But if you want people to speak on the 25th, we need to continue the public hearing, because if we
What is
close
the
it,
harm in continuing the public
right, because
hearing?
if we close it, it's closed.
Okay, okay, sure, we can continue the public hearing. All I'm saying is my initial point was that we can't vote on it tonight, because it's
Okay.
not indicated as such.
All right.
So let's continue the public hearing on the 25th, and then we will vote on the ballot questions on the 25th. Is that, should I make that motion? I will make a motion to continue the public hearing on the Charter Review Committee item, and at that time, also vote on which questions we will put on the ballot.
Okay.
What's the date?
June 25th.
Yes. That's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Biragad.
No.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Discussion by council vote or other action on FY 26-27 budget. Public hearing. Would someone like to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the 2026-2027 budget.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Anyone like to speak on the budget?
Don't everyone get up at the same time?
I know. Anyone? Any public hearings open? Okay. Did you want, Tony?
Yeah, if the town council has any ideas on what they would want for the night, the 22nd and the 23rd.
I'm sorry, there's too much talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If the town council has any ideas on what they want for presented to them for the night of the 22nd and the 23rd, now would be the time to let me know. What I am providing is actuals for a current fiscal year up to the end of May reconciled. Anything beyond that would be estimations, but I mean, again, that likely won't be put in the agenda, anything beyond that, but I could still provide it as a separate sheet directly to you. So now would be the time to let me know if there's anything above and beyond, because I don't want to have the same spiel as last year. I want to make sure we're all on the same page and you guys have all the information you guys need.
And I don't know if you addressed this issue, Tony, but another question, Tony and I had some conversations about it. With the budget that the council works off of, I think last year we put into the council's category, our council's column, the budget committee's recommendations, just so there was numbers you can work off of, as opposed to just leaving them blank. Because if we left them blank, we'd have to go through every budget category in order to total out, and we want to make sure that's what the council wants.
Yeah, it's usually what we go with,
Yeah.
is the
Okay.
budget committee,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I just copy it over and make sure all the links, try to make sure all
And
the
then
links
you'll be doing
go
it
through.
live, right?
Yeah, I'll be doing it live. I have to just work with CJ just to make sure CJ and possibly Vertical 6 to make sure this links up. Last time I had that company out here, it worked. So I just want to play around with it again and make sure it does.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be changing it live. You guys will have the full 11:17 version
Perfect.
of each of the free budgets. But yeah, as we know, tonight would be the night for any of the public to discuss, propose any questions or issues with the budget, as the night of the meeting, 22nd and 23rd, would not be the time to do that. So.
Thank you.
Tony, will all of the appropriate budget documents be posted to the town website?
As of right now, I wouldn't post the town council version, but the budget committee's version is posted to the finance department's page.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be preemptively posting the town council's version because it's not adopted.
Right.
Once it's adopted, that like next morning, or maybe that later that afternoon, once I just go through it and make sure everything's good, will be posted.
Okay, and there was a question about the memo from the administration regarding the proposed tax levy. I guess that hasn't been posted. Is that something that is posted in advance?
Yeah, everything, the town administrator's version was posted a while ago. That I have to legally, like by law, I have to post that. The DMF makes sure I do that well in advance. And this public hearing was also, I had that automatically set up to be done while I was on vacation, so the Valley Breeze did that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, my old department's very sticklers about that stuff, so.
Okay, so it has been posted in the Valley Breeze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have, just to make sure, because Tammy had come and asked me too, I had seen the actual invoice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
thanks,
to be
Tony.
sure. Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, again, anyone want to get up and speak during the public hearing? Okay. One more time? Okay. So I guess we're going to close the public hearing.
Oh, it's continued.
You want to continue the public hearing?
Didn't she already continue it till the 25th?
No, this
that
is the public hearing for
charter
the
review.
budget.
This is the budget.
Oh, sorry.
So-
A lot of public hearings.
Yeah.
Does
Okay,
anyone wanna make a motion
I'll
to
make a
close it?
motion to close the public hearing for 2026, 2027 budget.
Second.
That's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Old business, discussion by council vote or other action on status/progress report items. 1, North Smithfield Police Station renovation update.
Yes. In your package is a memorandum, very consistent with the memorandum that I'm consistently preparing for the council. Long and short of it is, the GMP has not changed. There have been no change orders that have been executed, which that would have to come to the council anyway. So the primary purpose of this submittal is that we have 4 requisitions that have been submitted for payment. If you recall, usually we have 2 meetings in a month. We want the requisitions submitted to us by the first meeting, and then we submit them to the council for approval at the second meeting. Those 4 requisitions are requisition 1 and 2 They are both reflecting the $17,971.30, which was the pre-con services that the council authorized before we had the GMP. Requisition number 1 was for $13,032.31. That was already paid because it was already authorized by the council. Requisition number 2 was for $4,938.99. That's the balance of the $17,971.30. Requisition number 3 was for $133,372.72. That's for HVAC. If you recall, the council previously authorized payment of $129,000. We had to advance that so that we can get the Office of Energy Management grant teed up in time. So that's been paid, and the last requisition number 4, $56,893.07, that is for the bond fee, which is required. So in total, we have $208,237.09 that have been submitted to us. We've paid $142,032.31. We have a balance due of $66,204.78, and we are asking tonight the council authorization to pay that. And that will bring us fully current to all requisitions, with the exception of 2 soft cost requisitions that we just got and we will be submitting in July for payment.
And who is that payable to?
That's payable to Parasol.
Parasol.
Yep.
Anyone like to make a motion to approve the payment to Parasol Builders for $66,204.78?
I'll make a motion to approve the payment to Parasol in the amount of $66,204.78.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alice.
Yes.
And as it relates to the bond, all bond underwriting has been completed. The bond has been put out for bid. The bid came in at 3.649%, which is even below what we had expected, which is very favorable. All documentation has been prepared and is waiting for execution. Administrator has executed, the finance director has executed. The town council president will have to execute, as well as the clerk. But we'll be very close to a late June, closing. So it went really well. And I do want to, and I want to emphasize that the discussions with the bond underwriters was pretty interesting. Not surprising, we came out with pretty good rankings. And we'll never get the top ranking because we're too small, the community. The only mark we had against us was the fact that we're in Providence County. Providence County's not growing. So that wasn't a real favorable thing. But in terms of the town's operations, they highlighted the town's unrestricted fund balance, how important that really is, which I think is important to reiterate here. And secondly, they also emphasized that the town does not use the unrestricted fund balance as a way to fund operating costs for the town. Some towns do that, and it's looked at very negatively. So they were very positive about the community, and we stay focused on those operating procedures. If we have to go to market again in a few years, for whatever it may be, the underwriting's well. So I think the council deserves a lot of credit on that, because it's been your leadership that's kept that in line.
Thank you. New business discussion by council vote or other action on amendment to the flood zone ordinance for a recommendation to the town council, Mark Carullo. Public hearing. Mark, do you want to speak before we open the public hearing?
Yes, I would like to. This is a little bit of confusion for a prior agenda item, and I just want to be clear on this agenda item. A couple of things. One is, this is an amendment to the zoning ordinance. This has been advertised once a week, 3 successive weeks in May, in the last 2 Thursdays in June, in the Valley Breeze, full block ad. That is a zoning amendment, and it will be voted on this evening. I know it doesn't say that in this agenda. However, I want to caution the council that there's a timeline on adopting these maps, and if they are not adopted properly prior to June 23rd, anyone who has flood insurance in the town will lose their flood insurance coverage. So it's extremely important that we open the public hearing, take public comment, and that there be a vote this evening on this agenda item. If you'd like me to describe the item, I can do that, and then if anyone here for the public would like to speak, I would welcome their input.
Point of order?
Yes.
Just a point, just so we're clear also, there's a distinction between the way this item was posted and the way the charter review.
That's correct.
The charter review indicates that it was discussion by council, vote or other action on presentation. This is discussion, vote or action on amendment. So I'm satisfied that we're covered.
Yeah, okay.
And it was advertised that way via a block ad. Any other amendments or changes, it's clearly stated in the ad that the proposed amendment can be changed at the council public hearing as a result of public input without any further advertising or action. I don't suspect that'll be happening. Just to update the council slightly, each and every community in the state of Rhode Island that has a flood zone in it has flood maps that are created by FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and routinely that agency will go through and update those maps. The town of North Smithfield, among other communities in northern Rhode Island this year, have updated maps. I believe the last time the maps were updated was in 2009. So these would be new map updates to be adopted and implemented in 2026, June 30th. The only change, and I think you have a track changes document in front of you, highlighted in yellow, is the dates and notations on the map, as well as the revised date. Also on the second page, there's a change in notification to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. RIGL 1 is now in Cambridge rather than Boston. I actually sent these amendments to Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency. They reviewed and they approved them in advance of them coming before the council. So if this is adopted, the town will be fully compliant. These maps will go into effect. I have a copy in the planning office as of June 23rd, 2026. Coverage will be continued for those residents in the community that have flood insurance.
My only comment or question is, so our version doesn't show the change to Cambridge. It still says Boston. Hey, you're talking about the risk analysis branch?
Okay, so yeah, I can show you that, Councilman, but yeah, that would be on page 2 and 3 of.
Yeah, ours doesn't show that.
Okay, well, I apologize. So, I mean, if you want to adopt that as amended, it says Federal Emergency Management Agency, Region 1, 220 Binney Street, Cambridge, Mass. 02142. That's in place of 99 High Street, 6th floor, Boston, Mass. 02110.
What was the street?
99 High Street, 6th floor, Boston.
No, what's the new
The new
address?
Oh, the other one, Binney Street, Cambridge.
Okay. Anyone want to make a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the amendment to the flood zone ordinance.
That's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Would anyone like to speak on this matter? All right, anyone like to speak?
Council President, I just also want to clarify, I got a couple phone calls from people who live in the Mechanic Street area. We're going to show up a little angry, which I understand. And I explained to them that issue has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. In fact, that area does not, and I confirmed this with the planner today, that area does not get identified by FEMA as part of the flood zone area. So, but we're working on that issue. But in case you get a call from any constituents about that, they're separate issues.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one last time. Anyone like to speak? Okay.
Motion to close the public hearing for the amendment to the flood zone ordinance.
Okay. Anyone like to make a motion to approve the flood zone ordinance?
I will make a motion to approve the flood zone ordinance with the modifications to the address for the risk analysis branch on page 2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes.
Excuse me, I have a question. David, first, you'd made the motion to close the public hearing, but nobody
We never
seconded
got a second.
it.
Yeah, no.
All right, is there a second to close the public hearing?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Yes.
Discussion by council vote, other action on communications from town administrator, Mr. Gibbs, update on grants and update on asset management project.
Yes. In July, the grants writer will be attending that meeting. So you have an opportunity to ask her any questions. Changes in this document since the last time you saw it. We have applied for numerous grants associated with the Pacheco Park area. We applied under Rhode Island Commerce Corporation's Streetscape Improvement Program. We applied for $145,000 with $36,400 matching. As you know, we already have the DEM grant for $500,000 for Pacheco Park. We have a congressional request through Congressman Reed's office for a $930,000 grant for infrastructure, parking, and road upgrades concerning Pacheco, the entrance road. We also have a request under USDA. This is under Senator Whitehouse's office. $740,000 with $390,000 match. When I say match, you have to understand we have multiple layers of grants here. So we can use like state money, state grants as match. So this is not like all town money. We also have a DEM grant application for $350,000 for resiliency. That's on the stormwater upgrades to the Pacheco Park area. Currently, none of that has pollution control devices on it. That goes straight into the river. So we thought that we could get some money to help us underwrite those costs. We also got a $17,000 grant that has been awarded as it relates to the kitchen fire suppression system for the redeveloped Scouters Hall. And we also have an outstanding congressional request through Congressman Hamel's office for police station security and generator and the shed for $824,000. So the last 30 days, we put a lot out there, a lot. So we'll be obviously monitoring the state grants. We expect to hear probably in the next 45 to 60 days. The federal grants, we probably will not hear anything until the mid-4th quarter of this year. That's usually how long it takes. As I said, Lisa Andoja will be attending the meeting on July 20th for any questions. And one other thing, we also applied for a grant under the Safe Streets program. We applied for it last year, did not get it. This year we reapplied. There's about a dozen streets that we want included in town under the Safe Streets program. This is through the U.S. Department of Transportation, and we asked for $164,000 for DOT on that.
What kind of things can that money be used for?
It could be anything from signage to road configuration.
Speed bumps?
It could be speed bumps, although I think that's going to be a longer play. I think we need to look at on a shorter term potential options on speed bumps. Speed bumps are a hairy issue here because it does create a problem for DPW, but the option of plastic speed bumps, which can be taken out in the winter, that's something we're clearly going to take a look at. Some of the speed bumps that you see put in Providence, they actually are much bigger. They go up to a very long flat area and they go back down. They still create a lot of problems for plowing, but we're going to have to take a look at all those. On the short-term basis, we could maybe look at the plastic speed bumps, but we can make those issues part of the Safe Streets program if we get the grant. And I think we have a fairly good chance of getting that grant.
May I ask a question?
Yep.
I think it was back in 2021 or 2022 we formed, it might have been a little later, but didn't we form it? The Hallowell Review Committee? And the original task of the Hallowell Review Committee was long before we were thinking of putting a senior center there, was just to say how we're gonna transform that property, what are we gonna do with that property? And then we got the $1 million grant, and all of a sudden it seems that since we're not putting the senior center down there, that the Hallowell Review Committee doesn't feel that they have a mission. But I think $1 million is a lot that they could come up with a pretty good mission that they could enhance that property down there with some trails or maybe a gazebo or.
That grant was for passive recreation. We have actually gone back to the feds and we've updated the application. That's been all processed. We are going to be going out probably early next week for both Hallowell as well as Scouters for what's called a environmental review. Those environmental reviews are required before we draw down federal money. Once we get that done, we're going to go, the plan is to go to market for consulting services, landscape and civil engineering for Hallowell as it relates to a total redo of that park for a passive recreation area, including repaving the entrance road, new guardrails, repaving some of the parking areas, taking out some of the parking areas that don't need to be there anymore, grading of the upper land, seating, and putting a couple other amenities in that. That's the idea. But when we get to that stage, we are going to be working with the Parks and Rec Committee as well as the public for input on that before we get too far ahead of ourselves. But we are quickly now moving forward with the Hallowell project, consistent with the $1 million grant, which is passive recreation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll save the Hallowell question. Town beautification, I know that this is probably small peanuts in comparison to some of the other grants, but we do have that grant for 2000. It was approved and it was awarded and it expires in 2026. I know that you mentioned in the past that you wanted to potentially buy flags to put on some light posts. Is there anything else that we could possibly do with that town beautification, or are you still planning on buying flags?
Well, the problem we ran in with the flags, and the idea was to have those up in time for the Memorial Day parade, is that we were getting a lot of issues with Rhode Island Energy. Rhode Island Energy said, yeah, you have to go through this application process to put flags on our poles, and you can't screw your mounts into the utility poles. You have to have a basic sleeve that it goes on, and we were trying to find a suitable option. My planner last week told me he found a couple. We could continue down that path, or again, we're talking about a small amount of money. We could pivot and use it. I'll have to go back to the state.
I mean, I think that there's probably other opportunities in the community, and I guess my recommendation would be to maybe engage Parks and Rec and see how they could potentially leverage that 2000 for some town beautification projects instead of I feel like by the time you orchestrate a sleeve and how you're going to mount it to the pole and then buy the flags, we're going to get like 5 flags.
Well,
So-
that's fine. Actually, we're going to get all utility poles from the shopping center all the way to the VFW or Lindy. So we had that covered. However, with that being said, I don't have a problem in pivoting, but I just can't pivot. We have to go back to the state and ask them if we can use it for something else.
Okay, so you already, with the state, you already essentially,
But that's how we got
submitted that.
that's how we got the money. That's correct.
Okay.
We had to submit something. So we have to go back. It was through DEM.
Okay.
It was a very low lift. It was because of the governor's wife wanted this program. So I don't have a problem with picking up the phone and saying, hey, we are having problems with Rhode Island Energy
Yeah.
as it relates to the flagpoles. Can we come up with another idea quickly for your consideration?
yeah, and I think Parks and Rec might have some ideas
I'm
on
sure
how
they
we
will.
could leverage that money. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions on grants?
We can't use that recreational grant at Hallowell to fund a landscaping consultant, correct?
No, we can't use it for soft costs.
Okay.
All right, how about update on asset management project?
Just the update is, in talking to the chairman, they are still in the data collection side and the mapping side, but they're getting very close to completing that. And then at that point, they will start to pivot towards the software application side. I think they were looking at the completion of this project in August or September this year. So they're making good progress.
Discussion by council vote, other action on appointments to town boards / commissions. 1, appointment to the planning board for a 1-year first alternate term from 12/1/2025 to 11/30/2026.
This is an easy one. We've had this. for
We've
3
had this
weeks.
one
Yes.
before,
I will make a motion to appoint Philip W. Gasparo to the planning board for a 1-year first alternate term ending 11/30/2026.
It's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Resignation from the Conservation Commission. Can you just send our usual thank you?
And Tammy, I know that we've talked about this in the past, and maybe we discussed this with Joanne, but we have had, a multitude of resignations over the last 6 months or so, and I think that there's value in doing some sort of exit survey to understand the reasoning as to their resignation. I don't know if that's a simple email with a few questions. I don't know who needs to own that. I'd be happy to draft some questions that we could follow up with the former board or commission members, to then send to them to just better understand. It wouldn't be required, it would be optional, but I think it would be helpful to understand, why they are resigning from these boards or commissions.
Sure, if you'd like to draft a few questions, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Discussion by council vote, other action on tax / penalty adjustments. Mrs. St.
So I haven't come to the council for this fiscal year. I just figured I'd save it to the end of the fiscal year, just so we're not doing this multiple times. If the council recalls, basically if anyone passes away or if there's a balance that the MCA determines that can't be collected, they reach back out to us and they say, here's the balance left, you now have to write it off. So the balance for FY26 in totality is $4,806.20. And as stated in my memo, it doesn't affect the collection rate. It hits different accounts. There is a sliding scale that was implemented by Cynthia, the previous finance director. Starts at 50% at 2021 and goes from 10% every year after. And then once it hits 100%, it's uncollectible. So, if there's any questions.
So the first 5 that
Yes.
have a year, and it just says allowance for it, so they've been sitting for,
They've been sitting for X amount of time with MCA, Municipal Collection Agency. They, chase them down, and there's a certain point where there's no longer the amount of fees that they're incurring and time that they're investing is no longer valuable. So they send it back to us for us to write off.
These are all motor vehicles, so you can't send them to auction, huh?
Correct.
Too bad.
There's a lot of different stipulations nowadays with motor vehicle.
Is
now that
there
we don't
some
tax
way
them.
we can put a process in place for like someone who's deceased that we follow through, like,
So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, like, so when, I mean, is the office notified when someone is deceased? or-
Basically, so previously, I don't know if everybody remembers MJ. She was here for 20 years. She retired, and she loved reading the paper and would just look at the obituaries. And that's how we had so many, coming before the council. The ones that we have here are notifications through MCA. The only other way that I know of as of right now, without reaching out to the collections agency, is reading the paper and looking at the obituaries. So, I can reach out to the collections agency, see if they have any processes in place in their municipalities, and see if we can implement the same thing.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone like to make a motion to approve the tax adjustments?
I'll make a motion to approve the tax adjustments in the amount of $4,806.20.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Discussion by council vote other action on abate account SS-0032-81 in the amount of $689.63 and delete it from the sewer tax roll. Mr. Sainosh?
So this is just a simple clerical error that was made. Again, same thing with the power. I don't have to be able to abate or write off regular tax roll. I have to do the same thing with sewer. So the account was made in error, duplication, just due to the nomenclature SS versus SI. So there was account SS and there was an account SI made. So we have to I can't just go into the system and delete it. The council has to approve me to have Maura delete it, the coordinator. And her explanation as to how it kind of happened is that long memo.
Okay. All right, so SI and SS, one is out of district and one is in district? Okay.
Correct.
All right, anyone like to make a motion to approve the abate account?
I'll make a motion to approve the abate account SS-003281 to make the appropriate abatements in the amount of $689.63.
Second.
That's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Biragad.
Yes.
Mr. Christopherow.
Yes.
Mr. Punchak.
Yes.
Ms. Alves.
Yes. Open forum pursuant to 42-46-6D, maximum 3 minutes per person. Would anyone like to speak in open forum?
I'd like to speak in open forum. Rebecca DeCristofaro, 1931 Pound Hill Road. I'm speaking as an abutter to the Pound Hill Road quarry, or the Pine Hill Road quarry, rather. As an abutter to the quarry, I've kind of been waiting patiently and with bated breath to really understand some of the outcomes of the mediation. I think tonight we all kind of expected to have a better understanding of mediation and next steps, and we were kind of all left in the dark. So I was, if able to, I was hoping for somebody to provide us with an understanding of what next steps are, since it wasn't very clear what the moot point of the petition was.
We really can't discuss it right now.
Other than the council has been considering proposals from Material Sand and Gravel on the lawsuit,
Okay.
but the petition has been withdrawn.
The petition for the overlay has been withdrawn?
was withdrawn tonight by letter.
Okay, okay,
So that's no longer on the agenda.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else like to speak during open forum? Anyone else? That's it. Anyone like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.